Alright, already in the game. We have a bit of a cheeky early pull coming out of TargA once again. Unlike the other time, though, I'm feeling a little bit better about this. We'll talk more in a moment. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map is going to be the blue Zerg player, TargA.
The bottom left as the red Terran, it's Jjakji.
Repping that Mind Sanity logo. So 2 games ago on Foxtrot Labs, we had him accidentally catch Jjakji in a very awkward manner, going for 2 rags, which says to him, of course, that Jjakji's willing to do something like this. Now, I don't think this is the preparation of that 2 rags in particular, but this is something that's going to work quite well against Jjakji playing CC first on Deadwing.
Why would you... I just don't know why we'd go for like a 10 pool versus a 2 racks. You just go for a 15 pool versus 2 racks and have like similar ease in defending it.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, I'm really not trying to weigh this out versus the 2 racks. I'm just saying it's one of those situations where it would just kind of work.
I guess.
Either way, I mean, it's going to work out really well now. He'll scout this with the drone. He's going to be quite happy he did.
Exactly. So this is also very important. Last time we saw an early pool, it was against a 1 racks expand. Not helpful. It was scouted, also not helpful. This time, not scouted, and a 14 CC. This will be canceled. If it was a pool first, 15 pool, and he made 6 lings, it would finish, and it would just lift up, no problem. Now, this will probably have to be canceled, unless there's some seriously, like, good micro / bad micro on the part of TargA.
Yeah, TargA is still being one of the 4-2 in the tournament, definitely the underdog coming into this series, but making a lot of the cool moves. The hatchery block in the main, neat, I guess. He's going to kill the SCV here, so he actually doesn't have to worry about the command center being built rather than trying to actually cancel it. Cancel goes down immediately, though. Jjakji doesn't want to waste any time, and sadly, you cannot repair a building that is under progress. So he's trying to get in through this before you get repairs up, but Jjakji, I guess for TargA's sake, he knew that this would be a case. He's trying to break through this. He wants to make sure that there's not a full wall off, and that's the hatchery block for you. But with repairs going down and no Banley nest, no gas, I don't know how he's going to actually break through.
Here's the other big important part about this. You know, TargA is expanding off of this. Seems like he'll try and macro out of it. I really like that. And there isn't a Reaper. So there's no way for Jjakji, as there's no SCV out on the map. Oh yeah, there is. Maybe he'll get a good scout. But that SCV has to scout. Does he have gas or doesn't he? Is it going to be a proxy? Oh, he's not expanding. That's right, he's doing a proxy hatch. Does he have his own hatchery back at home? Or does he have a Baneling nest? Like, what exactly is doing behind this?
At this point, I feel like the first 8 lings are fantastic, and everything else has just been this wicked dedication. But I guess the thing is with the Queen coming in the backside of this, even though there is a bunker down, he can start picking away at the SCVs. And if there's no SCVs to repair, he can still run those lings into the depots and eventually whittle them down. But this is such a not ideal situation for TargA, I think we'll call it.
Yeah, well, it's technically not ideal for Jjakji either. I mean, he's only on 1 base, opposed to 2 right now. He's got no helpful little add-on of the barracks, otherwise let the lings in.
You say it's not favorable for Jjakji, but he did scout that there was no other base, so...
I didn't say favorable, I said ideal. Excuse you.
Sorry, whatever the case may be. He did scout this, so he's got flight. He's going to proxy his starport, by the way. Or try to for a second there. Boom! So this is cool. I can just play the ultimate defense and then go into proxy Banshees.
Yeah. I completely forgot that he was doing a proxy hatch. I would have liked the TargA gone for just a macro out of this.
I agree. I really think it should have been 8 lings and no more. And this was a risky move. I mean, you got to take risks versus players that are like Jjakji, that are, quite frankly, some of the best there are. So for TargA's sake, this was a cool move. This kind of reminds me of the Nidus from the game you won. Like, it's a different tactic, and it's one you don't typically see. But Jjakji did not panic.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it doing well if you had Banelings. Like, the Banelings would bust down the wall, sure, but then it would be slow lings, and you'd still have, I think, enough Marines to deal with it.
I love these lings. They're like, oh, Hellion, spread. Leg it.
So I'm TargA again in a very questionable position off of what I thought was an effective early pool, but dedicated too much into it.
So proxy this starport, he doesn't put the tech lab on it. I really thought it was going to be Banshees, but I guess not.
That proxy medevac.
Well, as you say, you could elevator up, but there's no defense for enough to elevator pass, right?
Oh, this is... There's so many options that TargA could have gone with off the back of that early pool. Some of them cooler than others. Proxy hatch is cool, always, but not necessarily effective.
Agreed. Unless you're True. True seems to always have the most effective proxy hatcheries. whether it's
That's
blocking
true.
a natural base or whether it's actually in the Protoss main. But there we go. Cloak starts episode as the Banshee. So this is this is cool is what this is.
Yeah. Wait, did it open? See that? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Problem is, he might get the cloak, but the Banshee's still gonna be rather effective. It can one-on-one a queen, no problem.
And they can also dodge a queen, no problem, pretty much. Run around these two bases.
I like that he queued up a second one. He's not gonna be able to put a new tech lab down anytime soon, but this means it will still queue up and well, it cancels it, so never mind. JK.
Alright then.
Just making the jokes, guys. Ha! Funny.
All the jokes in the world.
High five like a million angels.
Just like when I figured out it was a proxy hatch, not an expansion. It's fine.
It's okay. It's a weird game. You get a pass. But a siege tank is up at home. There's a full wall off. We got a third CC coming out. I mean, for Jjakji's case, he's not going for like a big counter all-in attack with some sort of Hellbat push or anything.
Oh. Is he gonna go for the tank drop after this? I mean, the starport's right there. He's getting 2 tanks.
That would actually be really cool.
I mean, the Medivac have to come back and grab the tanks. It's like less effective, but you could do it.
Well, I actually think this would work out quite well because there's nothing chipped away at the rocks. But what I do fear is, like, is he going to play mech off of this? Because we have seen some first-class players borderline throw games that they were winning by going mech off of it. Try not to name names here. You know who I'm thinking about. I'm not naming him either because he's such a respectably handsome British guy. But alright, so going across the map, we'll see. Okay, good. Engineer base actually come down here. Sorry, I didn't realize what we're talking about. So it's going to be bio, and I like Jjakji's position so much more because of this. For those who have never seen this particular move, it's about as dickish as it gets, I guess. Because there's no way that TargA can really deal with this anytime soon. I do like the Spine Crawler a lot. I mentioned this before. Fenner and I firsthand witnessed somebody actually use the Spine Crawler rather effectively to shut this down. But it's 1 tank of damage. And is that actually in range of the queens? Medivac is. Tank should be too. I know queens got a little bit benefit with the air, but I guess not. Anyway, Spine Crawler is going to try and position itself to take a fight. A couple of the Marines are going to die, sad to see, but it's more important to keep that Medivac alive for high ground vision because now there's a neutered tank sitting here unable to do anything.
Not used to seeing 5 queens there, I suppose. If he had realized, oh, there's 5 queens, I don't think he would have gone back in there. Ling counterattacks have been very effective in the past against this type of build. Baneling buffs have been as well, as they don't have a lot of production behind this usually. But Jjakji got a second tank. It's nice and sieged up. The bunker's a little awkward, but it is still a bunker. He would have been pretty fine against any small counterattack that TargA could have done.
Agreed. As far as the follow-up to this for TargA, though, like he's going for the third base, he's going for a layer. I gotta be honest, I didn't expect him to be in this game as well as he is.
God, Jjakji, stop.
Like, why did he even move? What are you gonna do? You can't see anything.
No, he had a Viking that got picked off for the queens, like as soon as he moved that tank. Very unlucky so far for Jjakji. Now, we have to remember that this opened up with a proxy hatch and an early pool. So Jjakji's probably still in the better position. He has upgrades farther ahead, he has better tech.
Yeah.
Why is he getting a second starport? This is the last
he
time I've
doesn't
ever
want to
seen 2
bring this one
starports for medevacs in TVZ.
He's proxying the medevacs back home, so it's... I would love if the queens moved into a position to snipe this. They're going to be spreading creep anyways, right? But only 3 won't have the damage. 5 would, actually, I think, to kill it as it flies by. Yeah. But, alright, so for Jjakji's sake, you're right, he is ahead, but weirdly enough, not by a whole lot. TargA's down in drones, and that's a big negative for him, because this is the point in the game where if this was standard and not weird, you're on 3 bases, 70 workers in an ideal situation versus Terran. As far as this game goes, though, I mean, Jjakji... Okay, he got his 1-1 way before TargA, but TargA starts us up. He's not forgetting of this. It's not some big all-in with just pure circlings and banelings. I mean, we've seen Nurcho pull off styles like that have been more than effective in the past, but I just can't help but wonder, like, what's the plan here?
Defend the first push and hope that you defend the other ones, too? That's the plan. That's a good plan. You know, he's not getting a Spire quite yet, even though he has a lair. So maybe it is still going to be that ground only all in, you know? Ling Baneling with 1-1, but no mutas.
Well, as far as what TargA has available, a couple of Banelings is not too bad. These Marines don't have combat shields for this push, and it looks like Jjakji has either forgotten about them, which is a big deal, there we go, or starts them just a little bit later. So, I mean, the Banelings can actually trade up pretty decently versus the Marines, but the problem is TargA, no speed. So both players missing some pretty crucial upgrades for this fight.
Jjakji has quite an army supply lead, about 30. Those upgrades are going to help out as well. No combat shields, however. These Lings will be more effective, but it's all about those Banelings.
I like that wraparound with the Lings, so it holds them in place for the Banelings. And he's going to completely clean up this first push.
That went beautifully.
Oh, but don't chase, don't chase. You need to make these Banelings back at home, TargA. Oh, TargA knew. Bleeds out a good chunk of his Zerglings. Does recognize he needs Banelings immediately, and I actually really like that he hid them behind the bushes. Smaller chance that these get revealed as the medevacs will be required to see it coming. Also a chance to come in from the behind, go for a big attack that catches Jjakji off guard. But Jjakji is rallying. He's not clumping up back at home. So this first attack, once it gets dealt with, he can start using Lings to cut off the reinforcements. But that's a big if because he's got to deal with this push first. Baneling speed did complete. He's going to roll these in, but the splits out of Jjakji are pretty fantastic. Picking up those medevacs though.
He's not stopping the rally. His production is really pretty great. He's on 8 barracks, 2 starports.
These trades though often creep on the target, not bad, but he's running low on Zerglings. The supply is 3 times that of what he's got available to him, and I mean he's got no units, no macro hatchery. He's got no way to make up this larva count. I mean his bank isn't exactly floating, but he can't spend this money. That
first push, as well as TargA could possibly hope. But he has nothing to go like through with it. There's no follow through.
Yeah. It's that tug-of-war effect starting to win over, and Jjakji canceling all his Lings as he needs to. Jjakji pushing through for the win. It's looking pretty darn good. 2-2 is going to finish up anyways, but good game's going to be called, and Jjakji will take the series 3-1. Now, it's a little bit sad to see TargA